Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and may I also say welcome to a game called Factorio. Now Factorio here, a very brief description, it is basically a game about building and crafting automated factories to produce items of increasing complexity within an infinite 2D world. Now the way that they've done this 2D world is absolutely incredible. They've implemented in the new version that we have here. As you can see, it is in early access, available on Steam as well as the website itself. There are mods, and I will leave links to the all the websites and everything that you need for all the information about the game. It has been in early access since 2012, so it has been for a very long time now. But it has only been released on Steam as of February 2016, I believe. So it's only been available on Steam for 2 years. I've been playing this game for quite a while. I would say probably nearly a year now, but it is absolutely incredible. Now, absolutely love the campaign, which is what we are going to be doing today. We are going to be starting right from the beginning. Very quickly, there are mods for the game, which again, I will leave a link. I believe it's on Nexus page, which I will leave in the description. You can also see the mods here that I have installed is only one. Simon's Lights. The reason I have this is because, as you know, YouTube do darken the videos when, or at least standard default, it is slightly darker when you upload a video to YouTube, and because there is also a day and night cycle, it's very helpful to have the lights. There are other ones for lights as well as several other ones that I have here, but as you can see, I have none of them enabled except Simon's Lights. Base mod is just like RimWorld. It is just the core, basically. So it's not an actual additional mod that I've downloaded. That was already installed. We are going to jump right into the campaign. Now, as you can see here, first steps, we have levels 1 to 3. On New Hope, we have levels 1 to 4. And also difficulty level, easy, normal, and hard. On Transport Belt Madness, we have the levels 1 and 2 is currently what I'm up to. I believe it goes to levels 3, maybe 4. But I will have to double check once I've completed that one. And Tight Spot, I'm not a huge fan of, so I haven't actually done it. Let's start straight into first steps. I'm hoping to do levels 1 and 2 in this video, and then maybe come back in episode 2 for the level 3. The reason being is because sometimes they take quite a while, and because I'm doing a very quick, shall we say, tips, tricks, hints, and guide to the video to how to actually get nice efficient factories, or at least as close as I can. There are, oops, I didn't mean to jump into that one. Let's very quickly go back out and jump into first steps level 1. Now, as you can see, I already have the lights enabled, but on the very first mission, it does start with a dark screen. Sorry, start with a dark screen. I will use my pronunciation as best I can. Now, very got information about the game on the controls. WASD are up, down, left and right, or up, left, right, down and right, shall we say. Get my directions correct. And I will very quickly breeze through a lot of these tabs. This window is occasionally paused by, let's try again. This window will occasionally pause the game and give you some hints. You can continue the game by pressing tab, as you will see. Now, what we also need to do is, if you go over here and see the large shipwreck, we have 8 iron plates in here, which is what we are going to need to get just now. So what I'm going to do is very quickly, I'm going to click on the ship, left click on the ship, and we are going to either, we can left click, which means we grab it in our hand and we can place it ourselves, or we can hold shift left click, which makes it jump straight to our inventory, as you can see here. Down here we have our belt. These are controlled by keypad 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and these ones over here are shift 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So hold shift in order to get the ones on the right, or you can just, select them. There are other tricks to the belt down here, but I will get to them as and when it is relevant. Let's press E to jump out of the inventory, and we are going to go over to the iron ore. Now what you will notice is if I hold right click, we are going to start mining. The problem is that we're doing it barehanded. So what we need is a pickaxe. Now if I press E, it brings up not only our inventory, but our crafting menu. And what we need to do here is craft a pickaxe. Now we can do an iron one here, which needs 2 iron sticks and 3 iron plates. So overall, if you see down in the bottom of this menu, you have total raw, takes 1 second to craft overall, because we have to do the iron sticks as well as the iron axe itself. It will do it in order, so if I click once, you will see in the very bottom left hand of the screen, it will do a stick and the pickaxe itself. Let's press tab, and there we go. We have one crafted. Now, what you can do as well is you can actually stack these. When you have a pickaxe, obviously I have an iron one just now, you can then get the steel one later on, which is a lot more efficient and harder at mining. Now, we do have a few iron plates left, but what we need to do first of all is we need to get a little bit of stone. Now, the reason why it's best to get stone right from the get-go is as soon as you get 5 stone, which we need 1 more, although it's telling us to go to the iron patch over here, if I start mining the iron, I can't do anything with it. As you can see here, we have all the details to everything that we need. So on the top right, we have basically all of the iron ore, we have stone, and we have coal down here. This is our fuel. What you can also do is, because we have a pickaxe, we can chop down a tree. I don't know why you would use a pickaxe to chop down a tree and not an axe instead, but hey, maybe you can use the back of it. I'm not sure. That gives us a little bit of wood. That also classes as fuel as well, but coal technically is the better one. Then we go to other things like solid fuel and lots of other things. I believe it's nuclear fuel and rocket fuel, I believe is what it goes to, but that is so late game. You will never get to that in the first mission. So what we can do is we're going to now mine some iron ore. I believe we have enough stone to make a stone furnace, but currently it's not giving us that option. So let's mine a little bit of iron ore, and we're going to get, I think, yeah, it's telling us to get 4, but I'm going to pick up 10. The reason I'm going to pick up 10 is because I would like to make 2 stone furnaces. The reason for that is because it doubles our output. It basically makes things twice as fast. So we're going to make 1 stone furnace. As you can see here, it takes half a second. Very, very quick. And it jumps right down to our quick bar, or a belt. I call it a belt, but or toolbar, whatever you want to call it. But quick bar, I guess, is an option. Now what you can do is we can press 1, and number 1 will bring up the furnace. Press it again and it gets rid of it. The other option, get out of here first, by pressing E again, E out of inventory. What we can do is we can hover over any kind of resource whatsoever, and if we press E, it would normally bring up a mining drill. Because we don't have a mining drill, we currently can't do that. So what we can do is make sure that we have 10. I believe we do. Yes. Now we have 11. That's annoying me. My OCD doesn't allow 11. 12 will do. And we're going to get 5 more of the stone. Again, as I said, the reason being is because it takes 5 stone to make 1 furnace. And ideally we need 2. There we go. So we're going to get 1 more. And it stacks down here. Now I can either, again, select that way, or I can press 1 and it will jump it up. We're going to place 1 here and another one there. And now the reason being is because when we get some mining drills, we can place them on the ore and it will go directly into the furnace. The other way of doing it is to place a box and then pick it up and place it in manually, but it's a lot more efficient and quicker if you do it automatically. That's the whole point of the game. So we have enough ore. We're going to put half of it in. Now you can either left click, which gets the whole stack in your hand. You can right click, gets half of the stack in your hand. And obviously right click again to put 1 item back at a time, or 2 if it's left click. You can hold shift left click, puts all of it into the stone furnace or whatever it is that you've opened up, chest otherwise, or you can shift right click, puts half. Now that's what we're going to do is, again, I can put shift right click by doing half, but in this case I wanted to do shift left click. The other option that you can do, just to note, if I get this out, there we go, we still have 12. If I put it into my hand here and I hold shift left click, what it does is oh, my apologies, control left click, it puts the whole stack that I had in my hand. Or you can control right click and then control left click, puts half and then the remaining half. If I basically took this back and did control right click and control right click, it put 6 in there, but because I only had 6 left, it put half of the 6, i.e. 3. So I'm going to do control left click, and that puts the rest. What we also need is a bit of coal. Now, as you can see, we do have wood, which you can use for the time being, but what I need to get first, and which is a lot better, is a bit of coal. Now I'm going to collect 10 coal here. That should be enough to last me through the rest of this mission, because it should only take about 5 minutes to complete the mission. If you give me 2 seconds, I will hopefully get 5 more. 1, 2. As you can see, our furnace, the top one, is still going because the wood has lasted long enough, but the bottom one needs a little bit of fuel. So let's give it half of the coal, You can see it's burning down here, and what it's doing is giving us iron plates in return of the iron ore. So let's get them out of this one as well. Because it doesn't have any left, it can't actually produce any. So what we need to do is get a little bit more. The problem with this is the fact that we need to automate it with one of these. A burner mining drill, it takes 3 iron gears, which is made from plates. It is made, it needs a stone furnace and 3 iron plates as well. So overall, it needs 9 iron plates. It takes 4 seconds to craft total from the raw, but the actual burner drill only takes 2 itself. So what we need is we need 5 stone one more time in order to make a burner mining drill. That's 4, and that's 5. Also, just to note, zooming in and out is the scroll wheel, or if you're on a mouse, if you're on a Mac, you can obviously just scroll on your mouse itself. Now, what we need to do is use this stone to make a burner mining drill. You can make them one at a time, or you can see on the left-hand side when I press the mining drill, it makes the gears, then the stone furnace, then the mining drill. All together, it stacks them up and makes the first item, and then continues through. What we can do is we're going to place this one down, and we're going to press R to rotate, and place it there. Now, as you see, it also needs fuel, so we're going to place 5 there. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to get a few more. Oh, there we go. It's just to let me know that it's producing automatically. So let's get 5 more. There we go, and we're going to produce 1 more once we have enough plates. What you can do is hold Control left click when you have plates in there, as you see on the top right here, around about here where it says hard. Can you click there? Oh, it's just below, yeah, in between. It says it's got 6 plates overall, and that will be going up as it goes down. It's also got 5 wood, which is currently lasting quite a long time, which I'm quite impressed with. I believe the coal does technically last a little bit longer, but well, it's all good. What we can do is we're going to collect all of these by shift left click, or what you can do, I'm going to put them back. What you can do is once you're over it and it does have some resources that you want, you can control left click by taking them back. And as you saw, they disappeared just at the exact same time that the game finished, but they are no longer in the stone furnace. They are actually on my person. We're going to jump to the next level. It took us 8 minutes 20. Now, in this level, we are going to learn about biters. Biters being the native species of the planet. Now, I'm going to run up a little bit. We will have some. Here we go. There's one there, and there's one going around here. Now, we are going to jump back down because that's going to make its way soon. First of all, we're going to jump to this burner miner drill. Burner inserter, sorry. We're going to give it 1 coal. As you see, it basically picks up an item, a resource or whatever item, and places it to the other side. There are arrows involved, which I will show you. You can either place one from a box to a box, or floor to the box, or box to the floor. You can put things into automated factories, or you can put them into other objects like this, and so on and so forth. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Now, what we need to do is we need to put a few more bits of coal in. I think 8 should do on that one. And what we're going to do on this one is the same. It's already got 4, which means I'm going to put the remaining 12 in the stone furnace. Now, the problem here is that this burner inserter is the wrong way around. Currently, the arrow is pointing to the right, whereas this one is pointing to the right, meaning it puts the items to the right. Now, what I can also do is, so if I press Alt here, what it does is it enables the viewing of what's in each box. Now, I'm going to click in this box. I'm going to take that gun. I'm going to take that, and that. Absolutely everything. The other option that you could do, if you really wish, is you could actually, as I said before, hold Control. Oh, that's not good. Let's just get back there. Oh, there we go. That was probably the worst time to show that. Now I'm holding space and basically aiming over here. You don't have to aim on the biter itself, but when there are enemies nearby, you basically point your mouse in their general direction and hold spacebar. And that basically means that it will shoot at the biters themselves. What you can also do is you can hold C when you are aiming at something, and it will automatically shoot that object. Spacebar, as you can see, doesn't do anything, but C does. Now I'm going to preserve my ammo here because I don't wish to use all of them on that. So let's turn this around by pressing R. We can turn it as many times as we want, but we want it going this way. Now because I've pressed Alt, you can obviously see that this is refining iron ore into iron plates, which is a lovely, lovely view when you are further away and you want to double check which ones are being made, which ones have anything in. If I take everything out, it will not usually that plate will disappear if it has none in. I see. It's because it has iron ore in it. It's automatically producing plates. What we can do here, we can take all that coal. I'm going to double check this. That's got 7 in. That's fine. That has 9, and that has 2. Again, the other way to check is on the top. Right drop down. That's got 9 coal in it, and that's got 2. It's currently extracting, shall we say, 214, and that one's extracting 209. So they will all add up and they will go to there. Now, in this little block here, we have 165, 200, and so on and so forth. Now, what I actually like to do, which is probably not the best idea considering they're actually putting it into a box, I like to do this. Now, the reason, I don't know why I went around so many times, the reason I do that is what it will do is if I take all the coal out here, actually, if I just pick them up, that will solve it a lot better. Now, if I put them back down and put one facing that way, and put some coal in it. I'm just going to put 1 just for experimental purposes. Now what you see is that it puts a coal piece down here. What I can do is I can press F to pick it up, but what I can also do is if I scroll onto it, I can also press Z to put it down. Now I can either put it on that side of the belt or I can put it on this side. If I hold Z, it keeps placing them down. The problem with that is that it's going to pick it up and put them into the box. Quickest way of doing that is to, let's get rid of that, and all of these, and I'm going to place that burner mining drill that way. Now what they're doing is they're actually putting up resources, which is coal, and putting them into each other, which what actually does in turn is it starts to build up this number here. And what you can do is if I hold control, as I said before, I can take 2 coal. That says plus coal, plus 2, because I took 2. Now I've got 50, 50, and 11. If I do it on this one, that's control left click, it gives me plus 5, which adds it up to 116. That was on 11, and it just gave me 5. Again, shift left, control left click, control left click. What I can also do is if I hold control, left click, and then scroll over, and that's holding left click and just literally doing this back and forth while holding it, it will actually take the items out. Again, with this one, I can click here and hold, so I'm holding control and left click over here. Now if I scroll across, it takes it. So if you've got multiple of these in one place, in one line, you can hold both the buttons, both the keys, and select one, and then just scroll across all of them and select like this. See, it gave me both 5 and 6, which is amazing. Now, what we have currently are a few things in here. We have tons and tons of coal, because this is just going to keep building up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a few, just because I have so many, a few in here just to stock up and I don't have to build up that many here. But what I'm also going to do is hold shift, left click, and it will put the maximum stack of coal is 50. It stacks at 50, so it will put the maximum allowed in there. Now, ideally, I need to put some more coal in this one and also some more in that one. I'm only going to put half just so I have some more on me here and I don't have to keep running over to here. As you can see now, I've now got 64, so I've got loads and loads. I should be able to put 50 in there and 50 in there, no problem, with 21 left. Perfect. Now, what do we need to do? We need to craft stone furnaces. So, let's go over here, and because we still have our pickaxe, we are going to mine a few bits of stone. Now, I need in all 5 stone furnaces and 10 burner mining drills. I currently have 4. And the only way it will count is if I place them down on the ground. Now, again, it says that it needs to automate the stone. Now, that is actually very, very handy in order to automate it. The reason being is if we make a burner mining drill here and also a chest, which we need wood for, there we go, 1 should do it. We're going to make 1 chest and we've made 1 burner mining drill. Now, let's place this down. Well, let's do it there. And that will pick up 642 stone and we're going to place a box right there. Same as the other ones, we're going to add in some coal. Unfortunately, that's not enough in my opinion, so we're going to add a little bit more. There we go. That should do it. Let's double check on the inserter as well. Now what that's going to do is it's going to make, it's going to pull out stone and put it straight into here. It means that we don't have to constantly stand here and do this. What we can do is just hold control, hover over this one and click, and there we go, and we get plus 8 stone. What we can then do now is make 2 more of these. We can actually go back, I believe, because we have 2. Let's grab, there we go, 3, and we can make 1 more. The reason I'm doing that is because I am going to do a couple little tricks, like this. If I have these going up here, and turn that one as well, what's going to happen is I'm going to have several miners here because we need a lot of steel, a lot of iron, sorry, at one point. We do have copper, amazing. In this mission, we're going to add one down here as well, and let's put it, let's put these ones there, and we'll have the copper coming down that way. Let's grab some more coal and some more stone, and we're going to make a couple more of these burner mining drills. The reason we need some more is for the copper. There's one. Let's have these ones go, let's have them this way. So I'm going to have one there, and I'm going to have one. Oh, too close. I need a gap in between. The reason I need a gap in between is for these belts. Now, I'd ideally like them to come down here and just join in together. Let's get one of these there and one of these there. Now, usually, I like to place my my inserters 2 at a time, like that. As soon as I get a 4th one, I will be adding another one there. So they actually match up nicely. And the reason for that is for when I use power poles, and I have it like this. But the problem is right now is that these don't have any fuel. Now, I could either keep picking them up and then transferring them in and giving them half a stack, give you a little bit, give you a little bit, which means, as you can see, I'm starting to run out of coal. I can go over here again and do it that way, but it's quite tedious in order to do that every time. Let's get all of the plates from here, as again, we're going to hold control and left click, and just keep scrolling over. Now, these need coal, which we need from these, and, oh, space, there you go, hold space, and just aim, and we shoot. Do we have any more? We have some over there that look like they're making their way down, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over and attack them. As you can see, we've also got one down here, so let's just get him out of the way. There we go. And we're going to continue. While we go past, we're going to collect the stone. Yep, I pressed Alt accidentally. There we go. If you press Alt, as you can see, they disappear, and then press Alt again, and they come back. Same with the stone there. Okay, now I believe we got the stone. Yes, we did. We're going to put that one there, because I'm going to have this there, and I need one more. It's going to put right there, and that one is going to go there. The reason I'm putting these here is because I'm hoping that all of our resources will make it into those. I'm going to add 2 of those, and I'm going to press right click, makes 5 at a time. If I shift left click, it makes all of them, but I don't really want that many, so I'm going to press right click twice, it makes 10. If you left click, it makes 1. That's basically the rule. And as you can see, it needs gears in order to make the transport belt. It makes 2 with 1 iron plate and 1 iron gear, which is extremely helpful. And as you can see in the bottom, I've got 32. If I click once, there's 34. Now I'm going to swap these round. The reason being is if I hold command, right click, that basically solidifies that and in a sense, locks that in place. Now if I do it on this one, command right click, it does the same there. And what you can do is if you do it on a blank space and command right click, you can then select any item in the game that you can make. Obviously we can't make any of this stuff yet, except a couple of things like those and wooden chests and all that kind of stuff, but we need automation in order to get those, but that's far ahead yet. So let's get a little bit of copper going, shall we? Stick some coal in there. I don't know why that is all the way over here when I could actually just put it like that. And we're going to put some transport belts down. Now what I can do is I can hold, if I click left click, press left click and hold, and then just press S and go down, I can run with the transport belts, and R is to rotate. Now what you can do as well, which is very helpful, is when you place them down, you can swap them around by just placing over them. It's very helpful. Instead of having to pick them up one by one and then place them down, you can just literally, and it's very helpful when, for instance, you wish to build and you want to make a very, very long track. What you can do is just click here and run on it, and it actually goes a lot faster. Now that is a little bit too far. What I want to do is have it going that way. What I also want are some there, and I want some there. I don't need that one, so let's get rid of that one. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want you there, and let's make a few more, as well as a couple of those and a couple of those. And that should hopefully be everything that we need. So we're going to put a little bit of coal, nicely. It's half a stack and half a stack. 25 and 25. Although it says 24, it's actually currently using one, which is why it says 24. And as you can see here, we have a nice little collection. I'm going to turn that way, and these ones are going to go that way. The reason I'm doing that is so they don't join on the same, and we're going to put these there and there. Let's put a little bit of coal in there as well. Shift right click and shift right click. Shift left click. Let's put all of that. Keep that one. Command left click, just so everyone remembers. Or what you can do is, if instead of going over here and taking them from there, what I can do is I can press F and run over the belt. And that basically means that I pick them up, or I can just run the other way. It's very helpful to know. I don't believe that these are producing enough to get over here, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place one more of them down, as well as enough coal. Again, another option is, as you saw, I pressed Q to get rid of, as well as press Q hovering over something picks up that same thing. Now, the reason I'm picking that up is because I have one in my inventory. If I press Q here, it brings up a transport belt. Press Q again. If I do it over nothing, it does nothing. If I do it over resources and press Q, it brings up my burner mining drill. Something to note. We're going to put one there. The reason we're doing that is because we don't actually need that much copper, to be honest, early game. So let's get some coal. And we're going to put a little bit in there, a little bit in there, and a little bit in there. Again, I'm doing it the long way. The quickest way to do this technically would be like this. We're going to copy. We're going to get all of them. We're going to put the coal in our hands. And if I control left click, it puts it all in. Yeah, now I probably should have put it in the bottom one, considering the top had quite a few bits of coal in it. That should do. And now we need a little bit for that. So I'm going to actually take half of that and put it in there. The reason being is because that's now starting to fill up. But we now need a burner inserter with a little bit of coal in it. As you can see, we've got none left, so let's go that way. Now, as you can see, that has none left, but that has 155. So we're going to pick this one up, and we're going to place it that way and rotate that. Put one bit of coal in just to get one going, and then what that will do is when that hits, it's going to put it in there, and then that is going to continue back. Once it hits that way, it's going to go that way. Yeah, and back and forth, and I just copy. Sorry. Just take. Let's go to this one. Put some in there, and what I need is some for the inserter. Just a couple should do. 5, that'll do. These ones also is all good. The problem is I am missing an inserter here. There we go, and let's also put 1, 2, and the last one is going to go there. Get a few more inserters. That I don't need. Now, stone furnaces, I need a few more. Oh, no, my apologies. I have enough. I don't need that many. Miner drills, I need one more. That's fine. Which means I can move this one. And let's put this one. Let's put it... Tell you what, let's pick these up. And we're going to just very, very quickly rearrange these. And a nice way to do this is have them all implementing... pointing towards the middle. There we go. And what we can do is we're going to have the transport belts go from here to there. Let's turn that one. There we go. And now let's drop a bit of coal. Now, again, what I can do is I can control right click, right click, right click, right click, right click, and it just keeps halving it. And then I jump back to the last two a couple of times just to, you know, double them up. And there we go. We're producing loads and loads and loads of iron ore. I need one more inserter here, and there and there. Again, with these ones there, and that's annoying, but oh well. And one more, 2 more. Oh, that's not what I need. There we go. Let's put this one here, and that one there. I know that's not completely symmetrical. I apologise if people get annoyed. Tell you what, just to help, let's just do these ones in the nice even spot. And let's put some coal in there. Do I have any coal? Nope, I've run out. Let's get some more. And let's put some coal in all of these. There, there, and there, there, there. Missing one. There we go. Let's put all of that in there. Now what we can do is we can take both. What we need in total are 175... we need 150 iron plates and we need 50 copper plates. So currently we have 7. We now have 16, but this actually isn't picking up fast enough for me, so we're going to take a few off by hand. We're also going to take a few of these by hand, and put them in ourselves. The reason we're doing that is because it would actually produce it a lot quicker instead of having to pick it up and put it in. And that should hopefully have a nice little stockpile built up and ready. We've got all the iron plates that we need. All we need now are just copper plates. Let's take a few of them and we're going to add them to here just for fun. I know we don't need any, but we're going to do it, and we're going to add some more there. That one also needs some, so do you know what? Screw it. Let's take all of them because I don't need them. And we're going to put them in there. There we go. Now, as you can see, we are indeed running out of coal in the burner mining drills. But currently, we have 7 in there, and 5 and 15, which is not too bad. But I recommend that we just fill it up one more time, and that should do. Now, one thing I would like to note is on these chests, as you saw on this one, I did not put a restriction. The reason being is because I didn't really need to. I'm not too concerned with that filling up with stone. Unfortunately, these, again, I don't need to worry about because as soon as they get in there, we're going to take them out. But what you can do is set a restriction on how much it fills. Now, if I set one here by simply clicking and then clicking somewhere else like that, or you can drag. It seems that that's actually been changed. It used to be drag, but so just click, and what you can also do is I can put stone blocks into, or anything into these red ones, but whatever's being fed into it will not go into the red. So if I fill that there and put them there and there, what that'll do is it will fill that up. As soon as they all get to 50, this will then stop feeding into here, but will also build up to 50 right here. That's something to note. Now we have 20, and I believe we have enough. Ah, that's what we need. We need a load of coal. We need 75 coal as well. So what I think we should do is build one more of these, and we're going to steal this one. The reason we're stealing that one is because we're going to do another cheat, which is basically this one but slightly more enhanced, and we're going to get 4 of them and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Put 1 in. Oh, that's fine. That'll do. Now what that'll do is it'll feed into each and every one of them. As you can see, these will slowly get filled up. And then that one. There it is. And they're all filling up. Now I can just stand next to them all and just take all of the coal out. We're almost halfway, which means what we can do, just for fun, just to get it a little bit more sped up, is we can take 2 more miner drills and we can actually add to this by going down and left, and then we're going to rotate this one to there. So what they're now going to do is that's going to go into that into that, and so on and so forth in a nice little loop. See, that's filled up as well, and if I hold control and go over all of them, I've taken 5, 6, and, you know, yada yada yada. We have 6 more to go, which I believe should be about now. There we go. Now, I believe we have completed mission number 2. It's time to move on. Okay, I hope that was informative enough, and we will be getting into episode 3 on the next one. Now, we took 20 minutes and 5 seconds to do this mission, and I believe 8 minutes on the previous one. We had a few kills, small bodies, we had 6, and I took 2 trees down. Now, I am going to go on to the next level just to show you what it looks like. Unfortunately, there is no pause on the game, so just to very, very briefly show you, I believe we have some biters up here. We have a ship chunk over there. Ah, there we go. We have some biters over here. We have some over there. We also have some up here. Now, what I would very, very much like to do is grab whatever is in these ship chunks. The only problem is that we have some biters very, very, very close. So, very briefly, let's get away. Oh, that may be a little bit too daring. There was quite a few there. Now, again, I'm only holding spacebar and I'm just hovering near them. There we go, that's fine. Let's get close before they all attack again. I'm only going to hold command. There we go, we took it all. Hold command, left click, and click on the shipwreck, and that will just make everything a lot quicker, instead of actually clicking into it and then trying to take everything manually. I know I'm probably wasting ammo. I've only got 15 left. Just so you know, each shot, I believe it gives you, I may be wrong, but I believe it gives you 10 shots per round of ammo. The only reason I'm coming down here is just so I can see what else is down here. Nope, it's just biters, it looks like. I would check out the other shipwreck, but to be honest, I believe the biters are actually a bit too close. Let's have a look. Yeah, and I think we have some worms as well. As you see here, we have a small worm, another small worm, and if I get too close, they will start shooting. You see they jumped up. Now I would get closer. The problem is that there's already quite a few biters after me, and currently I only have a crappy little pistol, which isn't doing much. If I get closer, I'm going to die. So the best option is to run all the way down here. Now as you see here it says build an offshore pump on water or ground transition. So if I press E, which I can still run at the same time, I'm going to build, where are you? There you are. We're going to build one offshore pump. And there we go. And we are going to place this, as you can see, this is all the green squares are where you can place the pump. Now what we want to do is we want to place the pump so it is next to this little item called a boiler. As you see, water goes in here, and if I hold, where is it? There you go. If I hold Alt, or press Alt, sorry, they pop up and it tells you what goes in where, as well as the arrows, which is very helpful. Now it does say here that it's getting dark and I should build some lamps. The problem is that I already have the mod installed, which means we don't need any. I will build them just for completion of that part of the mission though. And what I do need to do as well is build a few of these in order to get this hooked up like that and that. Now what I would like to say is unfortunately these cannot be picked up and neither can that, but you can pick up these, that which I placed, and this power pole. But yeah, the only things that you cannot pick up in this level are the boiler and the steam engine. One thing to note, I do generally prefer to use underground pipe here and here, so I can run between this block, but the problem is that it won't let me do that just now, because I won't have enough steel. Sorry, I won't have enough iron. I have tried it with an underground, and it takes 10 pipe to make 2. And the issue that I had is this, if I started the mission and did one direct underground pipe to there, I don't have enough to connect here, which means I have to restart the mission. So what I'm going to do is, instead of getting into this one, I'm going to do this next time, because this is a slightly longer mission, and again, I don't want to make you guys bored. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump to episode 2 on the next video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and any of the information I've given you so far is in any way informative. If you have any more comments or any tips that you would like to say or any questions, please note it in the comments and I will do my best to respond. Until then, have a good night, guys.